You're 9 years old when your elbow starts to hurt for the first time. Not in the normal way, not like you fell off your bike or banged it against the dinner table. This is different. It's deep. It lingers. And weirdly, it excites you because it means something is happening, because you're already different. You've been throwing harder than the other kids since you first picked up a ball. You don't know how or why, only that when you throw, people notice. Your coach calls it live arm. Your dad calls it God-given. Your friends just call it scary. While other kids trade Pokemon cards and play tag, you're throwing into the backstop trying to hit the glove so hard it pops. You love that sound. You live for that sound. The field becomes your church. The mound is the pulpit. You're too young to know what a rotator cuff is, but your arm is already telling you it's not meant to move like this. That doesn't matter. You ice it with frozen peas and pitch again the next day. You throw 80 pitches in a weekend tournament and can't straighten your arm afterward. But your team wins, so everyone claps. No one tells you this pain could be permanent. No one tells you that every pitch you throw is like sawing a little more off your own lifespan. They just call you talented. They call you tough. They call you special. By middle school, you're a prodigy. You've got a private pitching coach, a strength program, and more video footage of your mechanics than most wedding videographers. You break down your delivery like it's a NASA launch. Your foot plant is off by a millisecond. Fix it. Your release point is drifting arm side. Clean it up. Your glove hand is lazy. No excuses. You're 12 years old and being taught the mental game like a junior Navy SEAL. You stop going to birthday parties because you have bullpens. You skip sleepovers for showcase camps. You're not being pushed anymore. You're pushing yourself. Because deep down, you already believe the only way out of life is through the mound. And it's not just belief, it's fear. The fear that if you stop throwing, stop training, even for a week, someone else will catch up. Someone else will steal your dream while you're off being a normal kid. You'll be replaced, forgotten, left behind. So you don't stop. You keep pushing, you throw through soreness, through pain, through days when your arm doesn't feel like it belongs to you. You convince yourself it's worth it. High school ball comes with expectations. You're the ace before you even throw a pitch. Varsity as a freshman, local newspaper headlines, college recruiters sliding into your DMs. They call you next up. They compare you to players with million-dollar contracts. Suddenly, everything you do is being watched. Every start, every inning, every radar gun readout. You hit 90 miles per hour your sophomore year, and your teammates start looking at you like you're not one of them anymore. Parents whisper in the stands. Other coaches accuse your team of cheating or your dad of juicing your protein shakes. You laugh, but it eats at you. Your identity fuses with your velocity. When you're throwing hard, you feel untouchable. When you're not, you feel like a fraud. You throw 6 shutout innings in front of 5 college scouts and go home convinced you weren't good enough. The bar keeps moving higher. It never stops. Then you blow out your elbow. You know the second it happens, one pitch too many, a sharp burning snap. You try to shake it off, but your body has other plans. The next morning, your arm won't lift past your shoulder. You cry in your car before the MRI, Tommy John. UCL reconstruction, 9 to 12 months. Rehab becomes your new sport. You spend hours learning to extend your arm again, then hours more rebuilding the torque that once came naturally. You feel yourself regressing while other kids take your spot. They forget about you quickly. That's how this works. You're not your name. You're your stats, your velocity, your ability to help someone else win. You're gone, so they move on. You scroll through videos of other pitchers throwing gas, and it physically hurts to watch. You hate them. Then you hate yourself for hating them. The worst part? You still love the game. You love it even when it doesn't love you back. College offers still come in. The surgery didn't scare everyone off. You're a risk now, but one worth taking. You commit to a D1 school with a shiny stadium and a history of pushing pitchers to the pros. You show up freshman fall feeling more pressure than you ever have in your life. Everyone here throws 90 plus. Everyone here was a star. You're not special anymore. You're part of a machine now. They break you down, rebuild you. Adjust your arm slot, change your grip, tweak your mindset. They tell you to trust the process. But no one explains what that process is or how many people it chews up along the way. You throw 3 innings your freshman year. You get shelled. You question if you belong here at all. You lie in bed wondering what happens if this dream dies. What happens if you're not a pitcher anymore? Who are you if you can't throw? You work harder, you get better. Sophomore year, you break out, you start Friday nights. You throw a shutout against a ranked team. For a brief moment, you're back. You're dominant, you're dangerous. The scouts return, your name resurfaces on draft boards. You throw 96 in the 7th inning and feel like you're flying. But it doesn't last. It never does. Your shoulder starts barking again. You push through. You lie to the trainer. You tell yourself it's fine. You're pitching for your future after all. You can't sit now. Not when the dream is this close. You give up 6 earned in your last start before the draft. Your velocity dips. The scouts move on. You get drafted in the 10th round. The signing bonus won't buy you much more than time, but you take it. Because time is the only thing that matters. You think the hard part is over. It's not. It's just beginning. The minor leagues aren't a ladder. They're a maze. A never-ending cycle of bus rides, fast food, shared apartments, and aching arms. You live in towns that barely exist. You pitch in front of 37 people and 2 dogs. You sweat through your jersey in 110-degree heat while some 19-year-old with a cannon arm walks past you like you're yesterday's news. You realize quickly, it's not the best who make it, it's the healthiest. The most resilient. The ones who throw just well enough to stay, but not bad enough to get cut. You hover in that purgatory. You become projectable, then inconsistent, then organizational depth. You bounce between single A and double A. You miss weddings. You miss funerals. You watch your friends get real jobs, buy homes, have kids. Meanwhile, you're trying not to throw your back out sleeping on a motel pull-out couch before a 10 a.m. game. You don't talk about that part on social media. Then, finally, it happens. Someone gets hurt. Someone else flames out. A spot opens. The call comes. You're going to the show. You cry on the phone with your dad. You post the screenshot on Instagram. You tell yourself it was all worth it. The majors feel like another planet. Private flights, steak dinners, custom gloves with your name stitched in cursive. You walk into the clubhouse and your name's already on a jersey. You've made it. Sort of. You're a rookie. You don't talk unless spoken to. You don't take the good locker. You don't show up late, ever. You pitch your debut and your knees shake so bad you nearly balk before your first pitch. But you throw it. It's high. The ump doesn't flinch. Ball 1. You get through your first inning unscathed. You fist bump your catcher like it's normal. Like you're not about to throw up from adrenaline. And just like that, you're a big leaguer. You think that's the end of the story. It's not. It's just the beginning of a different kind of hell. Now you're fighting to stay. The leash is short. One bad week, and you're demoted. One bad month, and you're forgotten. You pitch 3 scoreless innings, and no one notices. You give up 1 walk-off bomb, and the internet knows your name. You start seeing your face on Twitter under words like washed, overrated, bum. You stop reading comments. Then you start reading them again, then you stop again. You tell people it doesn't bother you. It bothers you. You throw a bullpen session that goes great and immediately start wondering what's wrong. You overthink everything. Every movement, every pitch. You become your own mechanic, your own therapist, your own worst enemy. You get hurt. Of course you do. Not a full-blown tear, just a strain. Enough to shut you down. The team sends you to rehab in Arizona. You throw in the heat while rookies pass you on the depth chart. You question whether you'll ever get back. You get back. You're not the same. You reinvent yourself. You develop a cutter. You pitch to contact. You become a grinder. They stop calling you electric. They start calling you reliable. You pitch with pain every single day. Some days it's your shoulder. Some days it's your back. Some days it's your soul. You throw anyway. Years go by. You become the veteran. You watch teammates come and go. You stop remembering all their names. You sign short-term deals with teams that need leadership in the clubhouse. You know what that really means. It means they don't expect you to win games. Just keep the young guys from melting down. You win some, you lose more. You get DFA'd, you get called back up, you go 6 weeks without throwing an inning. Then you get thrown into a tie game in the 8th. You give up a bloop single, a bunt, and a hanging curve. Walk off. You sit in the dugout while the crowd cheers someone else's victory. You chew seeds to stop your teeth from grinding. Off season comes, you train like you're 25, you're 34, you sign a minor league invite, you say it's just a chance to prove you've still got it. Deep down, you know it's your last shot. Spring training. You throw well, not great. Well, enough to make the team. Barely. You pitch in low leverage spots. You do your job. You ice your shoulder every night and pray it holds. You don't tell anyone you haven't felt your fingertips in months. Then one day, it's over. No announcement, no press conference, you just don't get re-signed, no team calls, not even your agent. You wait a few weeks, you start throwing in your backyard. It doesn't feel the same, you stop. You become a coach, you train kids with clean mechanics and limitless hope. You tell them to enjoy the ride. You don't tell them how lonely it gets. You don't tell them how many birthdays you missed, how many times you cried in a dugout, how many days you woke up hoping you were someone else. You just smile. You say, nice pitch. You say, keep going. You still dream about it sometimes. The roar of the crowd, the snap of the glove, the silence before a 3-2 pitch. The moment when the world stops and waits for you to decide how it ends. You wake up reaching for the Rosenbag. That's why it sucks to be a pitcher. Because it takes everything. Your body, your mind, your time, your relationships, your sense of peace. It gives you just enough to believe, just enough to chase. And then it dares you to survive. And if you're lucky enough, strong enough, stupid enough to make it, it asks for more. But you gave it. You always gave it. And if you had to do it all again, you would.